and welcome to another Zenphi tutorial. Today we're going to be going over just how easy it can be to able to automate the process of sending out field trip permission slips to parents, making sure they get signed as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and get started. The first step to all Zenphi flows is to set up your trigger, which is the action that starts your flow. Now for this example, we're going to be using the Zenphi Form trigger, meaning it's going to start the flow whenever a form is submitted. So here the goal would be to create this template so that any teacher who wants to send out notices to their students' parents, they're easily able to do so. So here what they would need to do is indicate their name. So we're using the lookup function, which allows you to be able to create a table. So you could have a list of all the teachers with their emails, the grade they're teaching. So they would select their name from the drop down, indicate the date of the field trip, where they're going to be going, the purpose of the travel, and anything the students should bring, and then it'll automatically send it to all of their students. We're also going to have a table for students where we're going to indicate their name, teacher's email, the parent's name, parent's email, and grade. So this is going to be a backlog where we're going to be able to access important information, like for example their parent's email. Now the first step is going to be able to actually pull the teacher students from the list of many other students. So we're going to use this action called list records to be able to list only those who have the teacher's name listed as a teacher who was selected. So this is going to help us filter out the options. We're going to choose what we want to return, in this case all of the different parameters. You can also return the grade if needed. Now inside of our Google Drive, I have created a folder where we're going to store all of the signed permission slips, but I want to make sure that there is some sort of organization inside all of those slips. So we're going to create a folder, set up your connection to your Google Drive to be able to authorize Zenphi to be able to actually access your drive. To do so, you're going to click on the plus icon here to create a new connection, and I'm going to be naming the folder permission slips, adding the teacher's name and where they're going to be going. So for example, we would have the date and then to the water park or to the museum, etc. And we're going to be saving that folder inside of this main sign folder. Now for each student, since we have many different students, we need to loop through each of them one by one. This action called parallel for each is going to do all of the steps for all of the students at the same time, saving time. So the first action is going to be generating their permission slip. I've gone ahead and generated a document which is going to serve as a template. So Zenphi is going to fill in the information like their name, their grade, teacher's name, trip date, location, what to bring, and then it's going to be adding the parent's name and then sending out for signing. So going back to the action, here you can choose what you want to name the file, where you want to save it, and then down at the bottom you're going to be able to indicate which information goes where. So for example, their grade, teacher's name, etc. And all of that information can come from your for each loop, where you're going to be able to access all of the information for each one of the students. Information like the trip date would come from the form, so all you would need to do is click here, go to the trigger, and get that information from here. To be able to send the document from signing, Zenphi has many different actions. We have signing with DocuSign, with Share, with Adobe. So again, you set up your connection, you would indicate the message. Since we have access to the student's parents' name and email, we can go ahead and send it to them. All you have to do is import the document. The previous action generates a PDF automatically if you turn on this option. So then when you want to add the document, you would click here and add the PDF. And then down at the bottom, you can also add the email and the name of the person. And if the parent signed, we want to go ahead and save it in the folder we created. So here you would choose what you want to upload. This is using the save file action. And then here you're able to indicate where it's going to be saved and the file name. So I've added signed, user's name. To be able to decide if they signed or not, we're going to use an if condition. So here I've indicated that when the outcome is equal to signed, we're going to follow the true branch. If we look here, there's different outcomes for Adobe, so it can either be signed, rejected, expired, recalled, or canceled. So now let's go ahead and do an example. We're going to save, and then we're going to fill out a sample form. As you can see here, we're able to choose from the drop-down the different teachers depending on how many you've added, so they would select their name and then submit the form. As you can see here, it has started generating the documents for each one of the students. Here we have the folder that it created, and this would be the document that would be getting sent for signing. And then once the document is signed, you would see it appear here. And that would be everything. As you can see, it can be very simple to be able to automate this process, making it easy for you to be able to send out these requests, get them signed as soon as possible, and make sure your students have those permissions ASAP. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments section, and check out the description for a link to be able to sign up for a free demo meeting with our team. We can go ahead, help you with different use cases, help you build your first process, and even qualify you for an extended trial period. Thank you so much for watching.